Bob. Good evening and welcome to the November 26, 2013 meeting of the Town of Wareham Board of Selectmen and Sewer Commissioners. May we have the roll call, please?
Present tonight is Selectman Tropiano, Selectman Holmes, Selectman Slavin, Selectman Titlebaum. Mrs. Whiteside is not available tonight. Town Administrator is also not available tonight.
Next item, please.
Announcements, Patrick,
I'm all set tonight.
Steve. No restaurants? I've got one. I'll just read it all the way through.
Exactly.
The Wareham Summer of Celebration 2014 Committee invites local business owners and staff to a meeting on December 5th at 5:30 p.m. in the Town Hall cafeteria. Stop by to learn how your businesses can become involved in the celebration that will bring additional visitors to town. A variety of events have been scheduled for next summer to celebrate the town's 275th birthday and the historic attack on Wareham by the British warship HMS Nimrod. This is actually the 200th anniversary of the War of 1812, which happened in 1814. Do not miss the opportunity to participate in showcasing your business by planning now and be ready for June and July of 2014. For more information, contact Claire Smith at 508-295-4679 or email celebrate, CELEBRATE 2014 at wareham.mass.us. This information will also be available in the Selectman's office. Thank you.
I just have one. Last Friday, I was selected to be one of 3 judges by the school department to go around and judge what's called a superintendent's challenge. What they did was they provided $200 to the parent organizations and the administrations of the 6 schools in town and had them figure out ways to decorate, paint, spruce up their entrances to make the schools a little more welcoming environment. So I'm not going to spill any beans, but the winners are going to be announced tomorrow. And the other thing is, further on the agenda tonight, there's a discussion of commuter rail. I just wanted to clarify last week, there seems to be a little bit of confusion about what was announced last week in terms of train service behind Merchants Way. And what that is for the Cape Flyer service only. It's a 300-foot platform. Those trains are short. They're only 5 or 6 cars long. A typical MBTA commuter rail station has an 800-foot platform because the entire length of the train has to be handicap accessible, which meaning people can get on any car they want. So what you will see behind Merchants Way has nothing to do with commuter rail. I noticed a few people have approached me. I've seen some questions online, but that's what it is going there. So there'll be more on commuter rail tonight. Thank you. Next item, please.
Citizens participation, anybody? Oh.
Good evening, gentlemen. For the record,
Got to talk into the mic directly. Pull it right up to you.
Yeah, you have to make it your closest friend.
Okay, how's that?
That's
Good?
That's
Okay,
good.
for the record, I'm Nazi Al-Khalasi, and next to me is Chris Perry. He's the coach for the Tigers, Wareham Tigers, Team B. I just want to refresh your memory a little bit. In 1990, the Wareham Tigers won the New England Region Championship, but they couldn't go to Florida to do the playoffs for the Super Bowl because they didn't have the funds. When the season started this year, everybody underestimated the team that Chris and the other coaches training. We have a very, very good team this year, and it's unbelievable. We are a score at 11-0, and total who scored about us, only 2 teams, total of 31 points all the season. Everybody, we beat them 0. They don't get a point. So this past Sunday, we played the team, Connecticut, New Haven, Connecticut, who went to Florida last year to play and lost. And we beat them by 14 points, right? 14 points. And they're the only team who score about with us and Brockton. All the rest, 0. So the reason we're here today, we're not asking you for money. The reason we're here today to ask you to help us and find the ways for us to raise money. We got to play one game Sunday in Saturday in Worcester. We win that game, we're going to Florida. So we want to figure out a way, like I was telling Chris, if we're going to go out and start basically begging for money or asking for money, it's not real pretty if we're not official. So somehow we want to look official, and that's why we're here today. Is the camera working? So hopefully the camera working, and we want it to be exposed to the public, whoever wants to help us if we win Saturday. And I hope everybody help us. And we want to reach more than this. I was thinking, me and Chris and the other coaches, maybe we have a nice picture of the team. We put a score sheet and make official letters from the selectmen. Send them to Red Sox, send them to Mr. Kraft, send them to all the Celtics. They've always been generous organization. Maybe each one of them send us $5,000. Who knows? But we're looking about $40,000-$50,000. That's what
About that 45 to 50,000.
to take the team down there.
We are having a meeting right now. It's 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
You gotta,
Ozzy, push it over to him.
We're
Thanks.
actually having a meeting right now in the middle school discussing our situation as far as how much funds the Tigers actually have. We do have a $7,000 CD that was put aside for a team that qualified to go to nationals. We also have a little bit more we can throw in. We're still going to come up about $35,000 short. At that point, we're going to be actively fundraising in town, and whatever the parents can help. But if we can, get the town behind this, and times are tough. It's hard. Not everyone doesn't have. If we win Saturday, we got to come up with $30,000 in a week to go to Florida.
Yep. Yes.
We have a game Saturday. Florida. We have to be in Florida by December 6th for the first coaches meeting is on December 6th. So we have to be down there either the 5th or early on the 6th. We play Saturday. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
I'm sorry. I asked two questions. I asked how much the team needed and when was the game. And
The
they have to
team-
be in Florida on December the 6th, and the game is what then? Saturday or Sunday?
We are in the New England Championship on Saturday at Foley Field in Worcester. Winner qualifies to go to national for the National Pop Warner
Right.
Super Bowl.
Yep, I got that part. And when is the game in Florida?
I'm not sure the first
Saturday or
game,
Sunday?
but the first coaches meeting is on December 6th.
December 6th.
So we got to be down there on this. Yeah, yes, sir.
It's a week.
Well, we're happy to get the message out as best we can. I would suggest, as you leave, we do have a couple of media members here. They can probably grab you out in the hall and get further information from you, and perhaps do written stories or online stories to create some more attention. We'll certainly let our town administrator know about what you're telling us today. We'll see him tomorrow morning. And just let us know what else you need from the town in terms of publicity. I don't know if you might want to talk. Who controls the signboard out front here? Is that under the clerk's jurisdiction?
no, our office.
Susan Green, basically.
Susan Green.
Okay.
Contact Susan. We can put that up.
In the past, I remember they did a fundraiser to redo the basketball courts outside. They actually did it on Main Street. They had, people right there, and as people came through, they were throwing money into the bucket. I don't know if everyone here lived in Wareham. It was
Yeah.
obviously a long time ago, but, we're looking to get, all kind of, we'd like to be out there asking for money. Obviously, we're going to, be calling businesses and knocking on doors and seeing what the parents can afford and what the Tigers can afford. But ultimately, we're going to need a little help from the community to pull together and, hopefully give these kids a chance for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Okay.
The last time a group of kids from Wareham
We
had
give
this
it-
opportunity, the team didn't get funded to go.
Can we get his information?
Well, I know we've got Nazi's information somewhere in town hall. So we know how to get in touch with Nazi.
Yes.
Yeah, why don't you say that, and if you don't mind, you might get deluged with calls here. So
Yeah, no, that's all right. My name's Chris Perry. My number is 508-315-7111. And that's my cell phone. I have it on. If you leave a message, I will get back to you. 508-315-7111.
You guys, they're 5013C, if I'm not mistaken, which means they don't need us or need any permits from us to fundraise. But you certainly have our support. At least you have my support. I can't speak for
Right.
the rest of the board.
Yeah.
But you have my support to go out there and fundraise and do whatever you have to do. And anybody I can talk to, I'll be right there for you. I mean,
Well, we're just hoping somebody out there
If you
hear
need-
us and knows maybe
if-
Bob Kraft or somebody.
if you need to use the basketball courts, if you need anything from us, as far as I'm concerned, you have it.
We'd like to see the administrator, and maybe he could write a nice letter for us if we win Saturday. And I think we're gonna win. And we
We
are
like
gonna,
confidence.
we are gonna win. we beat at Connecticut Sunday, and that was the tough team. So to like draft a letter for us, and like I said, we put a picture with it, like a score sheet, and send it out to organizations or whoever's generous out there, and we go from there. We just need your help.
That's
to do
okay.
that.
I'll see the town administrator tomorrow. I've got Chris's phone number now. I'll ask him to call you.
Yes. Who exactly would I need to talk to set a like a donation thing up downtown as people came through and maybe in front of the fire station or something we could do?
Well, the fire district is the fire district. You should go to the fire
Well,
district,
Main
too.
Street's- Well,
If you want to do the fire department, you can walk right in there and see the chief right in there, and I'm sure he'd be happy to help you. I mean, I
Okay.
can't speak for him, but I'll bet that he will, because he's
Okay.
that kind of guy.
Yep.
And that's a separate thing from us. As far as our property is concerned, the town administrator controls that, and
Yeah.
a conversation with him, I'm sure he'll be glad to help as well.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you.
One more question. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
With the time frame of really being less than 4 days, you have to start today.
Yeah.
Well, we
Make
don't
them
want to
phone-
take people money.
Yeah, you
if we
can't
don't
wait
want
till
Not
you win
that,
that game.
But if you,
Like I said, we're having a Tiger meeting tonight.
but I'm just saying, but if you're going to go to things like, if you're going to go to like Patriot, I've got that right on, Bob. Oh, Chris.
Me? Oh, okay.
You could use the microphone. The problem is that if you're going to get someone like Bob Kraft or Patriot Place, Celtics, any of these organizations, you should have been talking to them as much as a week or two ago saying, if this happens, will you do this?
Yes.
I mean, this is one of these things where you can't say, okay, we won on Saturday,
Thank you.
because you're not going to have
Thanks,
time.
sir.
Companies sometimes can't react that quickly.
Yeah.
So you've got to
Well-
find anybody you know in town, whatever, to start to put feelers out now,
Yes.
saying, if it happens, will you do this?
If we-
We're having a meeting
Not
tonight,
after the
like I
fact.
said, to see where we are financially and what the actual
Need is, yeah.
need
Well,
is.
you know you need at least 30 to 35, most likely, so
Yeah.
always ask for more.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. We need 45.
Well,
I'm
like-
serious. It's
That's a businessman over there.
you know, you can always use less, but you better ask for more.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, hopefully we could talk to an administrator. He could draft some paper letters for us, and we could send them.
Tomorrow.
All right.
Yep. I'll have him give you. I'll have him give you a call first thing in the morning, Chris.
All right. Thanks.
Thank-
Thanks a lot, gentlemen.
thank you,
Thank
gentlemen.
you. Thanks for the resident.
Thanks. Anybody else for citizens participation? Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Good, thanks. And you?
Hello. I am here.
If you could just introduce yourself for the record,
My
we all
name
know
is
you,
Sharon
but
Gomes. I'm
thanks.
here on Bill 1856. Does anybody know anything what's going on with that?
I can tell you that Selectman Whiteside has been the selectman that was designated by the board to track the progress of that legislation and to make public reports as various steps in the legislative process occurred. As you can see, she's not here tonight. I do know that in October, I believe on October 22nd, there was a hearing, a committee hearing in Boston by the, I don't know if it was a joint committee or a Senate committee on essentially local government issues. I forget the exact name of the committee, but that's where it was heard. I don't know what the outcome coming out of that committee was. You can sometimes find these things out on the state website if you just put the bill number in. If you go to the general court's website
I've
and
been
put the bill
doing.
number in, they do update it actually fairly regularly. But other than that, I don't have any new information from you.
That's what I've been doing. I actually spoke to Whiteside last week. She's just speaking to Susan Gifford. I'm just wondering, we've had this going on for 4 years, and for 2 years it's been voted on. It seems like it's falling through the cracks again.
Well, we can't make the legislature act any faster than they do. I
You
mean,
could
this
fast
is
track it, though. I mean, it has
they won't though. Let me tell you. We just had a simple repeal of a special act from 1994 that the original act put dog hearings under the control of the police chief, and all we wanted to do, a simple one-page bill, took 11 months to get through. This is the pace of legislation. So they're considering the legislation now. They won't be able to say that the piece is stale because they've already had a committee hearing on it. So this isn't in the same shape as it was the last time. But I can assure you that it's probably going to take at least as long for this to be voted upon and to become law as it did to again, overturn a simple one-page dog law.
With this going on 2 years, though, we leave it in your hands as selectmen to hopefully once we have voted on it, and when we're trusting that we don't have to go through this again, where it has to be voted on again. So as townspeople, I mean, each of you should be calling Pacheco. Each of you should be calling Susan Gifford. I mean, you each know what the matter is. I mean, this is actually 4 years. This is twice that it's been going on. And actually, what do we have to wait for other people to be sitting here before us again and then have it voted on again? I mean, it needs to be handled. And that's what, I mean, townspeople trust in you to handle it.
Excuse me. It's had a hearing at the House up on Beacon Hill already, which means it can't be considered stale. So you're not going to have to go vote it again. Okay? It's going through the process. There's not we could call there every day and all they would do is put it on the back burner. Okay? We've done what we had to do. You've done what you had to do. It's really in the legislature's hands. And we have to wait for that process to run its course. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to pay attention to it. We've assigned somebody to do that, and she is paying attention to it, and we'll get it done. And it'll happen. But unfortunately, you're going to have to be patient.
Okay, but if it's not handled by December 20th.
Forget about what happened the previous 2 years.
We have tried to do that.
You have to forget that. That's
trying to
over
do
and done
that.
with. Nobody can go back and do what's already been done. It's over. So what we have to do is go forward from this particular vote. It's not going to get stale because of the circumstances. It is going to get done. It's just going to take some time, and you just have to relax a little bit, okay?
Okay. But as
Believe me.
townspeople, we have relaxed, and we're hoping that it will be handled before December 20th so that we can have a vote on it at least by April, and it can be done instead of voting for the same things over and over again at a town's meeting.
You've said that. You've been here now 5 times and told us the same thing.
It doesn't matter how many times
Okay.
I say it. I speak for myself and other people.
I understand you speak for yourself and other people, but we're telling you that it's going through the process. You coming here all the time will not help it, will not help the situation at all. If you're in touch with Judy, talk to Judy. She's happy to talk to you. She's happy to talk to you. We're all happy to talk to you. But, you know, it's not going to help. It really isn't. To come here and chastise us is not going to help
I
anybody.
don't think that I'm chastising.
Well, that's
I
what
think
you're
it
doing.
should
You're
be in the
chastising
handle.
us like we
I think
should,
all
we
of the
should be the
selectmen
guys
should
who
be
do it.
handling this because
You know
this
what,
is a matter
Mr.
of the
Chairman,
town.
from now on, I would prefer this be on the agenda and not in citizens' participation, please.
Thank you. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank
too.
you. Happy Thanksgiving. Anybody else? Good evening.
Good evening. Dave Walton,
How you doing,
District
Dave?
5. I wish Judy were here tonight. I had three different comments or opinions. It's sort of like the old cliche, the rose between two thorns. The first one is a thorn. After the parade we had, I saw an old friend of mine that I haven't seen for almost 20 years. And this gentleman and his wife saw downtown Wareham for the first time in 20 years. And they were quite pleased, quite surprised, and they said that Wareham had not looked that good from anything, any pictures they had heard or seen or what have you. And what I would like to say to that is people who live here do not open their eyes and see the beauty that we have in our town. I'm not on any committee. I'm not selling anything. I'm not pushing anything. I'm merely saying what really bothers me. I see in our local paper, I'll call it two papers that we have, the local papers, people who participate in opinion and blogs with phony names, won't come out and say who they are. They won't come to meetings. They won't participate in anything, but all they do is throw rotten apples at everybody, or rotten tomatoes, and complain and moan and groan. Well, doggone it, we're in a problem coming up. At what we just watched what the Patriots did on Sunday. Teamwork will do amazing things. And what we need is team participation and people who give a damn, care, and participate, not sit back under some phony name and complain. That's one story. I don't want to get carried away on that.
That could be you complaining.
Yeah, no, that was just me complaining. The next comment,
If it's anonymous, how do we know it is? It could be you.
no way. I say who I am if I've got something to say. The next comment, I wish Judy were here. I'm sorry she couldn't participate Friday night. There was this absolutely gorgeous blonde there, and someone tried to tell me it was her, but I don't think so. I'm talking about the mystery at the library. Exceptionally well done. Enjoyment for everybody. Great food. Great entertainment. We should have even more things like this in this town, and I wish more people would go and appreciate hard work and a lot of fun. And we'll have to tell Judy that there was an agent from Broadway looking for someone to maybe try out for a Broadway musical next spring. I don't know if she'd be interested, but anyway, that's the good part. And now the other thorn. Enough. I don't know if you people are aware of the fact, but on Stillman Drive, where Indian Neck becomes Stillman, not one, not two, not three, 6 mattresses dumped on the side of the road by some moron or some morons in this town. What do we have to do to make people understand that this is wrong? There's still I guess the town workers or someone has picked them up. There's still a shattered TV around the corner. I mean, I don't understand what people in this town care. We've got to work together. These are not summer residents, renters, vacationers. This is town people who don't give a damn, and it's about time we did care. Enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else for citizens' participation? Next item, please.
Okay, consent agenda. I have no bills or documents. Next up will be interview and appointment for Beach and Tourism Advisory Committee. Mrs. Bruce?
Good evening. So, do you want to serve on the Beach and Tourism Advisory Committee?
Yes, very much so.
Could you tell us why, and could you tell us a little bit about yourself? I'm having a little fun with her.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mary Bruce, I would like to be on the Beach and Tourism Committee, and mostly because you meet in the mornings.
That's a good. Well, I guess that means you'll show up. That's as good. That's a very good reason. Any questions from the board?
Yes. Mr. Chairman, I move we appoint Mary Bruce to the Beach and Tourist Advisory Committee to a term to expire no later than June 30th, 2015.
Second.
Motion made by Selectman Tropiano, seconded by Selectman Holmes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 4-0-0. You're on.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you for stepping up and volunteering to serve.
Remember to go by the clerk's office.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to go by.
Go by the clerk
Yep.
and get sworn in, yeah.
Exactly. You've got to go by the clerk's office, get sworn in, and sign off.
Go swear at the clerk.
Swear with the clerk, not at the clerk.
Yeah.
Next item, please.
We have before us 2 bills for legal services. The first one is September 21st to October 20th in the amount of $15,000. Make a motion to approve the bill.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Selectman Tropiano, seconded by Selectman Holmes. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, 4-0-0.
Second bill for Town Council for the time frame of 10/21 through 11/20 for the sum of $15,000.
So moved.
Make a motion to pay.
Second.
Motion made by Selectman Tropiano, seconded by Selectman Holmes. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, 400. Next, please.
There's little tags to sign these. I'm not sure why, but they put little tags in for both bills at the last page to sign. It's not usual, but. Yep. Okay. I know we know that, but they put it in there, I don't know why. Okay, we have before us executive session minutes of November 16th. I'll make a motion to approve and hold.
Second.
Motion made by Selectman Slavin, seconded by Selectman Tropiano. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? 301. Abstention being Selectman Holmes. Next item, please. We have Yep, hearing.
What time is the public hearing?
Right now.
Motion to open.
Motion to open the hearing for an application Class 2 license by Hickey Autos, Inc., DBA Executive Auto, 3251 Cranberry Highway, East Wareham.
Second.
Motion made by Selectman Slavin, seconded by Selectman Holmes. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, 400. The hearing is now open.
For
Good evening.
information purposes, I've got all the paperwork required.
You have all the required paper. You've reviewed the paperwork, and it's all here, correct?
Yes. We have the notices, we have the green cards, etc. I will have a question when they're done.
Hello, Flo. How are you?
Good evening. Why don't you identify yourselves, gentlemen, and tell us what you're looking to do here.
Okay, good evening. My name is Michael Hickey. I live in Mashpee, and I have an existing used car dealership in East Falmouth. I've been there since 1995. Charles Lewis, who I've done business with in the past, has contacted me and presented an opportunity to open a business at 3251 Cranberry Highway.
Did you retire? Were you retired? Yeah.
No.
You'll have to speak directly into the microphone. You'll get yelled at by the hidden Bob over there.
Well, one of the other. I'm not retired. I wish I was, but financially, no, I can't. And this is supplementing my my income right now with Mr. Hickey. I've known for quite some time. Due to the bridge reconstruction, which they're doing a wonderful job, everybody's knocking that bridge there. I own the shop next door, 3245, and I've been in existence there with Miss Byron and her sister. I've known for years, and we've always got along, and I've always rented from her.
I know.
To supplement I made a proposal to Mr. Hickey and that he would manage it and run it properly and all licensed, and he's been doing it very well job, and I have full confidence in him that he will proceed. The lot was there for 30-odd years, the
I know.
one man and so forth, and,
It's a Bill, right?
pardon me?
Is it Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he retired.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
Could I elaborate on that
At the moment,
after you get through?
yeah, I want to get through. Again, I spoke to Mr. Hickey, and he says he would love to come aboard, and providing the license is all updated and everything. And he will keep, if you saw his place of business now, and the vehicles that he sells are not
disposable cars. These are upgraded cars, and he's very, very knowledgeable about the business, and he's been very, very successful at it. And his warranties, he stands behind. And anyone, if there's anyone to oppose his conditions right now of his vehicles, they can step forward. And I don't think there's anyone in this hall or no complaints against him. There's zero complaints against him, and I stand tall for the man. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Selectman Holmes, any questions for the applicant?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. So, this is on the same property?
May
Ma'am?
I elaborate? We're the owners
Sure.
of the property, and Mr. Lewis has been a wonderful tenant. And may I elaborate on it? With your
go right
permission?
ahead. Yeah.
The gentleman who was prior to Mr. Lewis was there at least 30 years. He was getting into his years of being 81 or 80 years old. Therefore, he had to give it up. So it's a very successful business for those 30 years. And we just want to continue to do something in that vein. And that's about it. This is Joanne Barr and my sister. We are co-owners of the land. I feel like I'm introducing a...
With
a
your nice
movie.
Christmas sweater on. You have your nice Christmas sweater on. Yes, you do. Yes. You dropped something on the floor, dear.
Joanne's a big tennis player.
Thank you.
So my question is, it's the same address on the right-hand side before you go over the bridge, right?
On the right-hand side, correct.
Bay,
She
So-
owns
it was called Bayside or
It's
Bay?
3251.
Bayside,
Yeah.
right.
Forever. Yeah.
all that,
Yeah.
the three existing lots is on the one lot, I assume. She lives in the rear of one of these
Okay.
lots. So it's
Yep.
all one, and she owns some across the street as well.
My question goes to the license, not. I'm just trying to
Correct.
determine where this is. If it's on the same lot,
Yes,
you're
couldn't-
requesting a new license, Mr. Hickey?
yes.
Right. And you're going to turn in the old one?
Bill has to surrender. Once the person leaves the lot, okay, it's the law that the license has to remain with that property under that existing
Right.
address.
Yeah, my
Stays
my
there. I'm
point
sorry.
of the question is to
Yep.
make sure that people understand this is not a transfer of a license from you
No.
to Mr. Hickey. This is a new license
New
because we
license.
cannot do transfers in Wareham.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yeah, I
Okay.
understand.
So it's a new license for Mr. Hickey, and then Bill will turn in the old one, or you will bring in the old one, or somebody will.
Once they abandon the property, or once they leave, that license is dead under their name.
Right.
And
They
that-
still
now it's
have.
real.
Someone has to return that license back to the town hall.
Oh, is that?
Yes, sir.
This is something new to me,
Yeah,
sir.
we can't have a license hanging around out there. That's not in town hall.
Okay.
So if the license is no longer being used, we have to make sure that gets back somehow.
Correct.
Maybe it's on the wall when you get in there. You might find
Okay.
it. Because we keep very close track of those licenses.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Because we only have so many in the whole town.
I am well aware of this.
And this will not relieve his. I mean, it may not get to that point, so we need to have that one brought back. So if you find it there, Mr. Hickey,
Okay.
if you'd make sure we get it back. Okay, absolutely. And that way they can clear it. Sorry?
I don't think so.
They
I don't know. I
they
mean,
don't
that's
renew-
the office would know that. They're the ones who do the
They don't
Correct.
renew until the first of the year.
first. Yeah.
I can't give you the answer on that, but basically
Well,
the
they've been
bottom
there
line
selling
is that
cars this year, so right.
no.
Didn't you
don't think
move?
so.
Yeah, you moved from there to another lot, correct?
I have one of the stores, 2 doors down from that, which is the antique shop as well,
Right.
C&B. Okay, he was out of there. I would say 8-9 months ago he left.
The beginning of the year. Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's
in
the last time I
2013,
collected.
he was still there. in
Well, I have,
2013.
excuse me, sir, I have the records on when he left because we own the
Right.
land and it's lot 1006A. I
Right.
know you asked about the lot number.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
make sure that we understand that
Well-
this is not a transfer because we don't do that.
Right,
And if we can
okay.
get the old one back, that would
Yeah.
be great, so it can be
That we
cleared.
c-
In case somebody else comes along and they want a license, we'll be able to issue
Correct.
them a license. Right.
We'll
That's
follow
all.
up on that immediately. Yes,
Thank
you, sir.
Okay. We'll check into the renewal status with the office tomorrow, and if they did renew for the current year, we will get a request out to surrender that license back back to the town. Thank you for your questions, Selectman Holmes, regarding the transfer. That's educational for the people viewing. Selectman Slavin?
On the application, it makes a note that shows no employees at all on the insurance form.
He's the
Employee of the corporation.
But are you going to have employees in your business?
I'm going to have a salesperson.
outside.
I'm going to have a salesperson present.
Okay, because on your insurance piece that I have here, it talks about the corporation, but you have to have, basically workman's comp, et cetera, which you're not showing any coverage right now. So you're going to
Well,
have to
the
update that
coverage-
information to the town.
Okay. The way I understand the whole workman's comp thing is as far as a commissioned salesperson, they're not really considered an employee.
It depends on how you do it. I'm saying if you have anybody that does repair work on the lot, you have a guy
yeah,
can
they won't be.
you have someone
There'll be
working.
no repairs done on.
Well, if you have
on
someone
site.
cleaning cars, polishing cars, it
There'll
just
be none of that done on site.
all right. As of right now, we're showing no employees.
Correct.
Just so you understand.
Correct.
Any other questions from the board? Is there anybody in the audience who'd like to speak to this application? Would you come on up, and perhaps if somebody could make some room for this gentleman to speak into the microphone?
Jim McDevitt, 3252 Cranberry Highway. I'm a direct abutter. I have no problem with a car lot there, but I would like a limit on the number of cars. I would like it specified that no repairs be done on site, and I would like it specified that nobody lives in the building, because we have a problem with her buildings and people living in them.
That's incorrect. And no one ever lived in that building. It's a neighbor who doesn't like us, and I'm sorry to say this. His building is across the street from us, not exactly abutting us, although that's considered abutted
Well,
territory.
sir,
Yes,
just
I
to
realize
to
that.
the extent that, if for
No
some
one's
reason,
ever
and
lived
I'm
in
not
this
saying
town.
that these property owners are doing that or would do that, but should it
Well, they
occur
are
that's
doing that. I
well,
have gone to the building and nothing was done about it, as she's more apt to tell me all the time that I have no pull and she does. What I'm saying is I would like it specified.
well, Selectman Tropiano.
Okay. First off, nobody can live in a commercial building. There's already laws against that. So you can actually, file at the town to us to get somebody thrown out of living in a commercial building, because that can't happen. As far as the limit on number of cars, I think there was a limit on that lot, and it'll probably remain the same.
Yeah, I think it was 8 or 10.
Yeah,
I think
whatever
it was
the lot
it
limit
was
was,
11.
and do we know what
He
it was?
doesn't know what he's talking about.
Again, this is not the previous license. This is a brand new license. We have 3 new licenses available. This is a new,
Well,
new license.
it's limited by its size
It's-
anyway. It's a
it's-
relatively small area, so it has to be
Well, there's
limited by
plenty of
its size.
grass behind her. You could probably get 20 or 30
May I ask a
cars in there.
question, Mr.
No, there's
Trippier? I
only-
don't know.
Wait till
Oh, I'm sorry.
wait until this
Okay.
gentleman's done speaking.
We'll
please.
get to you in a second, Flo,
Okay.
honest, okay? But typically, we limit the car lot numbers on a lot anyway, just
It's based
because
by
in the
frontage.
past, we've had the problem where we did have one particular gentleman who just put cars in there, you couldn't even walk between them, and, it didn't work out very well for us. So that's
My
the
other
other
question
issue,
is
Jim.
about
And that's a
signage.
legitimate thing,
My other question is about signage.
And signage, there's a new sign bylaw that actually hasn't approved by the AG yet, but it should be in very shortly in place, and it'll be based on what the signage laws are,
What is the?
What was the number of cars? Do you know what the number of cars was? Was it 9?
You always had 8 to 10 cars there.
9? Right. Okay, right. Well, I think we should put the same stipulations on it. It worked well for 30 years, and why should we change it if it's been working well for 30 years?
Well, because if he is looking to go over 10 cars, then he needs a site plan review. He needs all that
Yeah,
stuff.
which he's
by the
not
building
doing
department.
anyway. He's asking
Well,
for
he
9.
just said maybe 11. That's
No.
over 10.
Right, and I think that's what it's going to stay.
That's right.
Because if you go over that, then you have to provide handicap parking. You have to do all that stuff. Right. Right.
It's okay. He's not anywhere near the microphone. He's sitting somewhere.
I'll give him
So
the microphone back.
I think that the stipulations that were in whatever it is, and I think we need to do that, should be stipulated because it worked well. Like it worked well for 30 years. I'm telling you, that lot thrived. Bill did an excellent job over there. They had I remember Flo and them had a terrific relationship for forever over there, and the lot worked.
Yes.
It just worked. It was a good tenant for you. It worked for the community.
He
Bill
was
was actually a
wonderful.
wonderful man. He used to help out a lot of people and stuff. He was a terrific guy. I know the guy personally.
Yep.
And
that has, I agree with you, Patrick. But we have laws and regulations. regarding
We
used
want
car
to
lots.
follow
Well,
the
and
laws.
And we have to
That's
follow them, whether
That's
he's a
right.
nice guy or not.
it was
So
a
that's all
9-car lot, and I want to stick with that if
That's
that's
my
what it was.
question.
If I might just make a point, I think that's overlooked. The previous owner of the business was there more than 30 years. I have the records at home, and he was excellent. He put in flowers and everything. And since he's left, this is very important, I think, that what you have done, Mr. Lewis. He's painted it and put new tile in the building, all sorts of things, and it really is appealing, little flowers, etc., for the area. So it's very appealing. If someone's trying to demean the way it looks, if
I don't
the
think
former
anybody is.
owner was so happy, he didn't want, he always almost crying when he told me he had to leave because he was 81 years old. And he had been there 30 years plus, so something must have been going right.
How many is on the site?
23.
23? Is that the site plan
is
they submitted?
whoever drew this? Well, it's not stamped anyway. I mean,
It's not an
whoever
engineer's
drew
plan,
this
that's
is
for
from
sure.
December
Wasn't meant to be,
18th,
obviously.
1989. Is this I'm holding up a diagram.
Well, that
is this what you're talking about? Your
negative.
schematic?
That's
can't even see.
no. What I think I drew up schematic. They use that, and we're only using 9 of the spaces there. So delete that, please, sir.
Well, this
we
is-
will comply to what needs.
This is Mako's, bait and tackle. This is not the car lot. The car lot is next to the bait and tackle shop. This is actually Mako's.
It says here original license line. Well, it's not Mako.
It says maintenance, I
Down
see.
the bottom here.
Mako's is to the left.
That's it.
Right. If you hold it this way, you can see that here's Mako's up top, and then this small that looks like a ladder, but it's the
Is
parking
that
space
That
shows
line
10
doesn't even
spaces
go.
here.
That's right.
So what we're discussing for the purposes of this license application isn't the whole map here. This is just showing the 10
Just-
spaces in relation
That's
to the
right.
Makos.
I thought it was 9.
I think
it's
you're right.
possibly marked down as 10, but if it's 9, we're fine with that. If it's 10, we
It's
don't.
9, I think. I'm almost, okay. Whatever.
Well, is there anything else? Any other questions?
I don't think it crosses over like this, though. I think the lot is more on this side here. I don't think this is a very good diagram of that lot. Because
I agree.
Because there's where the old sub shop was / antique store is next to it. So this, and I think that's where that's that row of cars that's to the right there, that would be on that other property. If you're looking at the way that's set up, the way that this drawing is set up.
Yeah.
So I don't think, 10 cars fits in, 9 cars, 10 cars, they fit in here perfectly. It really does. It works fine.
Yep.
I know this lot property, it's worked perfectly. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel with this thing. That's the only thing.
Okay. Well, are there any other questions from the board on this? Selectman
Yeah, we
Holmes?
do have questions because now they're raising the issue of repairs on the property. Is there a building that goes with these?
There is a small office, approximately.
Can I give all
no
the
good.
descriptions? I'm the owner,
Yeah, there's no garage, correct?
if you don't mind. If you
no
don't-
garage,
I know it's
correct?
hard to be a woman in this. I got all these wonderful men around here. Okay.
There's no garage, correct?
No, there
It's
is
a
not.
small
No,
office
there's
building.
no.
That's
There's
my
a
question.
small building. It's neatly clean, and I told you it had flowers earlier around it, and a nice small hedge, which is very inviting.
I'm just concerned if there's a garage.
No,
Negative.
it's a no. It's a no. I'm
Because we
feeling-
just went through this,
Okay.
and I need to make sure whether he's a nice guy or not,
Sure.
that you're held to the same standard as the
Yes.
last gentleman.
Right. Yes. We
who
are.
It didn't end well. So, nice guy or not, we need to make sure everybody's treated the same by the law. That's all.
All of the work for the cars that Bill, and I've known Bill for years, and that's why I'm saying, were all done off-site. There was no service done on that lot at all.
Correct. That's right.
And
it
I
will
think
remain the
that
same,
should
sir.
remain the same. I don't
Yes.
think we should change the wheel. Yeah.
He's right.
Yep.
There's no oil, nothing around
Nothing.
there.
No, no
None of
oil
that was
changes,
allowed.
Nothing.
nothing of that
Yeah.
sort.
You
None
could
of it.
swim there if there was water.
Put that right in this.
Put it right in the
Yeah.
thing, just exactly like it was. I mean, I'll do it in the motion.
I upgraded
Yeah.
the property as well. I painted the outside, put new floors in and so forth. Had the fire department come in. Everyone says, wonderful job. Right straight through. The building department says, great, great, great.
Any other questions from the board? Is there anybody else who'd like to speak to this in the audience?
Motion to
We-
close the hearing.
Please.
Second.
Motion to close by Selectman Slavin, seconded by Selectman Tropiano. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, 400. The public hearing portion is now closed. And now we need a motion on the application.
I move we approve the application of Hinckley Auto, Inc., DBA Executive Auto, 3251 Cranberry Highway, East Wareham, Mass., as a, for a Class 2 license in accordance with the provisions of Chapter 140 of the Massachusetts General Laws. I further stipulate that a 9-car restriction be placed on the license and that no automotive repairs be allowed on the property.
Second.
Motion made by Selectman Tropiano, seconded by Selectman Holmes. Selectman Slavin, you had a question?
This particular license will be effective only until December 31st, 2013. It expires on January 1st.
Yeah, you'll have to renew. If you want to start now, you'll have to renew.
Renew.
Otherwise,
Is that okay?
wait till January. I mean, it's up to you.
Okay. Anything else on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 400. Congratulations. Welcome to Wareham.
Thank you, gentlemen. Happy Thanksgiving to all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, on a
Thank you,
unrelated,
Flo. Thank
on a
you,
related
Joanna.
note, could you request that the office please attach the current Class 2 rules and regulations for the town of Wareham in the next license, please?
Yes.
This is from 1986.
Yeah.
Wrong.
A bit old.
1986.
Wrong policy.
Wow.
We just did this 2 years ago. 3 years ago. Thank you.
Good eyes.
No, it's not. We're not going to be able to sign this because the conditions we just added are not here. So,
The Village Association.
just give me a minute. Okay, thank you.
The Village.
Next item, please.
Next item is Wareham Village Association.
Yes.
Request for the annual Christmas parade. Evening, Phyllis.
Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen.
I hope we get to be in this.
Excuse me?
I hope we get to walk in the parade.
I invited you.
Awesome way.
My name is Phyllis Deacon
Was
from
one
the
of the
Wareham
fun
Village
times.
Association. I'm a board member. I'm here before you to receive, hopefully, permission to use your roadways for a Christmas parade. I would pass these all up, but they're way too expensive to print, so I'm really cheap, just showing you. We're going to have a community Christmas day on December 14th. Rain day is the 15th. And that means we're going to have an open house on Main Street between 1 and 3, so individuals go into different businesses, and the kids might do something, or they get a free gift, or a game they play or something. And then during this time between the 7th and the 21st, we're going to have a wreath making and shop decorating contest for all the businesses on Main Street, and that's in coordination with the OBA of Onset.
Great.
Also on the 14th, we're going to have our Christmas parade, is why I'm here, and that's going to be from 3 to 5-ish, starting down by the Narrows, going through Main Street and ending at the Town Green, where we're going to have the lighting, and all the decorations will be finished by then. Obviously, they're almost done now. And then, after the parade is dispersed, people are invited to go back to the fire station, where there's going to be this big bonfire, cider, hot chocolate, cookies, all kinds, and pictures with Santa Claus. So it's going to be quite a day. If anybody wants to know more about it, if they don't see these posters around town, they can go to our website, which is, I have to read this, warehamvillage.org. And that's why I'm here, to get permission to have this wonderful event.
Yeah, I was just asking Selectman Slavin to write down the website name and to make the announcement each of the next couple of meetings. here so that we can drum up some.
Okay, and look for the posters
for you.
and our ads in the papers, and, oh, and by the way, I just want to brag, we have over 40 entrants, 12 of which are floats so far.
Wow.
Our goal is to beat the Falmouth Parade.
There we go.
I'm in the parade.
You're in the parade as what?
As a car.
As a car?
As a car.
I hope you can all come.
You don't look much like a
I was
car.
going to say that could be interesting. Any questions from the board about this?
Do I get a license, or I just assume that? Do you take a vote, or?
Yeah,
We
we're going
take
to
a
vote
vote.
right now, actually.
Going to make a motion to go ahead and grant the Wareham Village Association the rights to use town roads, etc. Parade beginning at Bessie Park to the town green on Saturday, December 14th. The rain date is December 15th, starts at 3 p.m. Hopefully, if we all make it to the end of the parade, it's at 5 p.m. And that's it.
Second.
Motion made by Selectman Slavin, seconded by Selectman Tropiano. Anything else on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 4-0-0. Thank you.
Take care. Say hello, Charlie.
We'll have the permit for you. We'll have it upstairs for you tomorrow.
Next item is funding source for contract 2, waiting on the DOR. That's still in process, hopefully sometime in the beginning of the year at the latest. Any other sewer business? Just very quickly, Ty and Bond happened to be in Town Hall this morning, actually yesterday morning, sorry, and they should be back before us with information and numbers for us to look at in the town administrator over the next couple of weeks. So hopefully sometime in January we should be having further discussions on EDU rates, etc.
Yeah, we got to resolve this EDU thing ASAP. This is getting out of control now. We're having a lot of issues out there, and people with there's a lot of problems, and it's got to get resolved. And sooner than later, it's really getting to be a problem now. I'm getting calls constantly now since apparently we have charged guy to go out there and do an EDU audit. And it has changed things drastically out there, and not for the good, but for the better, for the worst. And I want this resolved. I don't want this to go carry on any longer. We've got to deal with it.
I think these are two different issues. One is the dollar amounts for the EDU charging. I think the issue you have is actual sewer commissioner policies as far as how they decide on EDUs, etc.
Well,
it's two different items, actually.
Well, actually, it's actually if we do it like I want to do it, and that's go to water rates, we won't have any problem. Because frankly, EDUs are not defendable, especially when you're charging an EDU per garage door for the same business.
I don't want to go into it now. It's not on the agenda.
Yeah, we can have.
But
sure, we can have a very healthy debate about this.
Well,
going
it is
forward.
on the agenda. It is on the agenda because it's as any other sewer business, and I can talk about it on this, and we're not going to make a decision, but I certainly can talk about it and bring it up. But this is getting out of control and crazy, and we've got to rein it in.
I would suggest that we basically submit a agenda request, and we'll discuss it. We don't have to wait for the tie and bond because it has nothing to do with this one piece. We can start ahead of time on it.
Well, it does, because if, in fact, Ty and Bond comes back, and I think they're going to come back, and that we should go to water rates and that we can work that out, then it's moot, because it'll fix itself automatically just by the flow rates.
I don't think it's going to happen that way.
Okay? If they don't, and they decide to keep the EDU system, then we have to deal with it. See what I'm saying?
Well, there are timing issues too, as well, with the billing that we have to resolve. So there's a bunch of moving parts here to think about.
There's a lot of moving parts, and it's not getting done fast enough, in my opinion. And that's one of the reasons why I can't wait till they have sewer commissioners separate from us, because they'll be charged to just do that, and they'll get it done.
Okay. Next item. We don't have a town administrator, so what?
Sewer commissioners are a board of selectmen. We are sewer commissioners.
Right.
So, I don't care if you're a full-time body or a part-time body. Aren't we waiting for somebody to get us, finish this assessment?
Yes.
So whether you're a full-time body or a part-time body, doesn't matter?
No.
We're waiting for somebody to get us back the information.
You know, we've been waiting a long
It's not-
time for
well,
this
they
information.
told us, I believe this is on, I don't believe there's been any delays. It's on schedule. Is that
Well-
not
I think we
correct?
were told by the end of the year was what we were told. They were hopeful that we might be able to have it right around this time, but I think
That's what I
they
had
did.
heard originally, that we should have had it around this time. And now it seems like it's going out further and further and further.
I'm thinking this is going to be an agenda item on the 10th or the 17th.
Matter of
so-
fact, a month or so ago, we had heard that we should have it another week. We'll have it another week. We've heard this constantly. Have heard some of this conversation, and it's like, yeah, we're going to have it soon. We're going to have it soon. We're going to have it soon. All I'm saying is, we've got to get this done because now it's starting to affect some of our businesses. In fact, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want our businesses to be alienated. I don't want our
Mr.
citizens to be alienated.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not interested in the dump talk and the hot conversations in hallways. We were told, as sewer commissioners, the only conversation that matters is what takes place in this room. And we were told it'd be done by the end of the year. Now, is there any indication that you know of from Mr. Campina that that's not going to happen?
No, in fact, he has communicated with me to say that it's going to be ready soon, and he's looking to reserve agenda space, possibly the 10th. I would think certainly by the 17th.
On time.
Yes, that would be on time with the original production by the end of the year. Again, it was expressed to us that hopefully they could get it done by the end of November. Remember, we didn't approve this until what? When did we approve this study? It was
We want the right answers. I mean, that's.
It was a while ago.
It was
I
the
need
summer.
somebody being
I think it was the
pressured
summer
into
he came
It
in.
was in the summer, but it was in the early
Yeah.
part of the summer. It's been ongoing for a while.
So-
I'm just saying that there's things are being problematic and it needs to get resolved.
Yep. Thank you. Next item, please.
Discussion on guidance to town administrator for next year. We'll pass on that since Mr. Sullivan's not here. Vote to accept the donation from South Coast Hospital. That has
Yes,
to do with
he asked us to pass on that as well.
Okay.
Were you actually meeting with the Beach and Tourism Committee?
Beach and Tourism Committee, meet for an update. Okay,
Committee of
Bruce,
one?
how are you?
Good evening.
Well, you have somebody new, thank goodness.
He's new, but he's old, and I don't mean age-wise. I mean he's. If you come down 195 and you stop in the summertime, you'll run into Mr. Hutchins out there.
Or one of the workers. Good evening.
Good evening.
Beach and Tourism Committee is very young, only has been in existence for a couple of months. But as members, we have decided that our first emphasis should be on tourism and trying to get a goal of coordinated public and private effort in promoting Wareham. We are investigating various models. I mean, other communities have all sorts of things to get people to come, and we believe that Wareham should be a tourist destination. In order to promote Wareham, we need an action plan, a copy of which you have, and you will see that it is one of getting information, to collect asset information like what recreational opportunities are here, food service, hotels, lodging, transportation, etc. In order to do that, we need, in our opinion, to conduct a survey. Now, we're not after anything else but information, and that's our only purpose. We have devised in draft form a 5-question survey, and this is the direction that we would like to take to get this survey out. And we would like your input and blessings to conduct that survey. The survey basically asks what type of a business someone operates, to briefly describe, if we had a guidebook, what your business is like, and then we are asking for the location of your business, email address, phone number. If their headquarters, like Burger King's, is not in Wareham, that you'd give the corporate headquarters and who we should contact for more information. Our purpose of that is just to collect, and then for us as a committee to assess. We have been working not only with this committee, but also at the regional level, We are part of a Plymouth organization, Plymouth County organization, so we're doing outreach also. But we're getting our feet wet, and we really need your approval of the direction we are desiring to take, namely to get a survey out.
Questions from the board? Selectman Slavin?
Bruce, when you go ahead and start to accumulate the information, would you keep in touch with Mr. Sullivan? The town of Wareham is in the process of being involved with the Call EdStat program from Northeastern University and also Bridgewater State. The information you'll be gathering will be very important to them as well, because they'll be going after the same basic information to help how Wareham moves ahead in the future. So
we will coordinate with
heads.
them, and we might even want to use them on gathering our information.
I'm sure it works both ways. Just
Yep.
give you a heads up so you know it's coming.
Thank you.
Anything else? Selectman Holmes?
Yeah, and I think that I think this is a great idea, and you guys are the committee is doing a good job. I know it's new, right?
Very new.
But Mrs. Deacon's was just here, and they have the Wareham Village Association. You have the Onset Village Association, right? So they would probably be able to help you with identifying who's, right?
Yeah. What we're finding is other communities have a unified, not dictatorial, but unified effort. Right. And we have some great businesses and associations that promote Wareham and getting to Wareham. Some of them are very specific. Come to our restaurant, all right?
Right.
Others are promoting it by putting on the fairs, the parades, etc. What we need is some body or group that takes all of this together and perhaps even coordinates and gets some joint efforts. If you look at, we're looking at Destination Plymouth. Of course, we're not Plymouth. We don't have a rock. But we are strong, and we have the greatest beaches. But Plymouth, they have a communal, and they meet. And let us say a restaurant over there will, because of that communal action, will meet with a hotel, and they will partner, be it in advertising, be it in a promotion.
Right.
We're looking to try and get that type of organization for the town of Wareham.
Yeah. Outstanding. You'll get there.
Yeah,
You'll get there.
when I retire. No.
Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
I think this is an effort that we just haven't done, and it's a great effort. And just information gathering alone will be very valuable.
Yes, and I just want to assure the people in this community that this is just for the committee. Right. You know, like all of these disclaimers you're receiving from banks and everything else, we're not going to be putting this out for anybody to utilize. It's for our committee.
You know that Plymouth has a rock, but it really isn't a rock, because you know that the Pilgrims actually landed in Provincetown.
Right.
You know that, right? So they didn't get on any Plymouth Rock. But
we have probably
they did a pretty good job of making it work.
I think we have the best beaches of any place.
Oh, I'm sure we do.
And one of the biggest things that we don't promote is the fact that you don't have to go across that bridge.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's an advantage Plymouth has too, though.
I know we don't have to, but let's make a motion that we support the program.
Second.
Okay. Anything else on the question? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, 400.
Again, happy Thanksgiving, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Same to you.
Have a good holiday, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
Item D, discussion update ongoing on the policies. Everybody got unfortunately, a partial list of what I did while I was having a little vacation. There is, because all I did was, it's just a list.
I like to look at them.
Yeah, no, I just gave you basically, I've resent everybody out because for some reason, at least 12 of them didn't come through the electronic system. I believe there's a total of 37 that I've done. So we'll deal with it on the next agenda.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Next, we're going to vote for the chairman to authorize a letter of support for the commuter rail service based on the meeting in Bourne last week, I believe.
Yeah, I was invited by Representative Susan Williams Gifford to participate in a meeting down in Buzzards Bay. She was there. Representative David Vieira from Bourne, and I believe the upper portion of Falmouth was there. We had Tom Cahill, who's the Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority chairman. We had a representative from I'm having a brain cramp here. Actually, we had Buzzards Bay. From Buzzards Bay, we also had the town of Bourne. Rather, we had their CETA director. There was a representative from Senator Murray's office. Anyway, there was a general discussion about commuter rail and what the status of what's going on here is that the chairman of the House Transportation Committee is interested in exploring the possibility of bringing commuter rail down to Wareham, down to Buzzards Bay. However, they are a little bit gun-shy on Beacon Hill after what they experienced when they tried to bring the Greenbush line, which runs from South Station all the way down to Marshfield. The town of Hingham created all kinds of problems for them. Long story short, after demands for a mile-long tunnel through Hingham Center, lawsuits, the whole 9 yards, it took them 9 years to get that done. They don't want to repeat that experience. What they would like is to get the local support first for the idea before they announce that they're going to do it. So that's what came out of that meeting. It makes perfect sense. So what they've asked is that I come back here and get permission of the board to send a letter to them, meaning the two representatives, Representative Gifford, Representative Vieira, and also the Regional Transit Authority on the Cape, our local GATRA Regional Transit Authority, expressing support for commuter rail.
Motion to allow the chairman to send a letter.
Second.
Second, yeah.
Okay. Motion made by Selectman Holmes, seconded by Selectman Slavin. Anything on the question? Aye, aye, aye.
You know,
4-0-0.
I want to point out one thing. When I've written one of those letters to Serped way back when, and we wrote them every year that I was on the board previously, trying to get the commuter rail here. And at the time, they were fighting the New Bedford rail, which they're still fighting, actually, through the different towns of Easton and so on and so forth. And the cost to do that was exorbitant, and the cost to do us was minuscule. And of course, as you know now that the flyer goes through, they've had to upgrade the tracks.
Right.
So it's like a no-brainer now. They just need to have a station, basically, and they're home free. So we've wanted this for a long, 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 long time. And it's been a long time coming, and it's about time. So this is kind of shifted now out of Serped's hand and into our hands, which is kind of nice. So I'm all in favor of this. It's been a long time coming, and we're paying for it anyway. So
yeah. One of the interesting things that came up at the meeting was and this happened at the previous meeting when I met with the folks over for the Cape Flyer thing. They love the town of Wareham when it comes to rail because we don't throw rocks at them. We don't put up hostile signs in yards screaming about the train coming through. People who buy property next to a railroad track, I think at some point should expect maybe a train will come down the track, but that's another issue for another day. But they're very happy with the town of Wareham. So I thank the board for its vote, and I'll provide copies of that correspondence when it's done.
thank you.
Next item, town administrator's report. Obviously, there won't be one. Patrick, any reports from any committees?
No, I'm all set tonight.
Steve? I've got, real quick, the dinner on December 6th for the town volunteers. Mrs. Whiteside is going to be making the chicken penny pasta that's on the list. Selectman Titlebaum will be doing the shells, meat sauce, etc. I'll be doing the hot and sour soup. So what I need from both Steve and Patrick.
Wait, time out. That ain't right.
Sure.
That's not right. I'm not supporting that.
Okay.
What are you cooking?
Touching my pasta. Who's making my pasta?
You can make one of your own too.
You?
You
Mr. Chairman?
you want pasta?
You want to do it?
Chairman, are
I'll do.
you stepping in there?
Hey,
My pasta? That's my pasta. not
Okay.
hey, blame him. His assignments.
How could you do that?
I thought you'd be busy. Do you want to do it? Fine. Okay. It's only for 100.
Then I'll do sausage. I'll do sausage, peppers, and onions. How's that?
We're going to have close to 100 people.
That's a lot
I
of
need
pasta.
a lot of food.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, Mr. Chairman, you just snuck right in there. What do you
Hey.
know about making pasta? You're not a chef.
It's an Oak Street thing.
Yeah, it's okay. All right.
I want to know
I'll
who the.
switch it around.
What I want to know is who's the Italians on the board. That's what I want to know.
We don't have any.
When it comes
Ye-
to pasta,
yes, we
we're
do. Yes, we do.
fine by me. I surrender.
Okay. So
When it comes to pasta, we're all Italian.
if you can, over the next few,
I'll pick out some things.
pick up some things. Give me an idea. We need sodas, water, etc. Just give me an idea because with the holidays, we're short days coming. Steve. Okay. What else did I have?
Do you have anything else? I have one.
Gotta get
No,
some.
go ahead. I'm all
Gotta
set.
get somebody who can make a good jag.
This will be 6 o'clock on December 6th at the Multi-Service Center cafeteria.
Yep. I just have one liaison report, and I'm delivering this for Selectman Whiteside, who's unable to be here tonight. On Thursday, the 21st, I had the pleasure of attending the Cemetery Commissioners meeting, and I know that previously we'd had a commissioner and the interim director of municipal maintenance appear before the board. I'm pleased to report that all 3 members were able to attend. The chairman attended telephonically in accordance with the new policy. The outstanding deeds were all done. There was discussion of transfers, the headstone permits, the whole 9 yards. It was a good meeting. It was a cordial meeting, and I'm pleased to say that the work of that commission was done. Done professionally. Everybody went away satisfied with the meeting, and we look forward to future such meetings going forward. That's a 3, actually, under the general laws.
No, it's 3.
No, I think it's 3.
It's been 3. It's in the national.
So, but all 3 appeared. We had two live and 1 Memorex, you might say. But
Shouldn't be that difficult then for 3 people, Mr. Chairman.
no, it isn't.
Circus here and then cause
Have a circus here on a Tuesday night, and then, have those emails flying around by the chairman and that weren't, to me, very nice or polite, and then you have a meeting. I mean, that should just be the normal course.
Well, as far as I'm
If it's not
concerned,
going to be the
that's
normal course, then we need to look at making some changes there, because we're not going to go through this every 3 or 4 months.
well, based upon what I observed, Selectman Holmes, I'm hopeful that that's all in the rearview
I hope
mirror,
so, too.
and going forward,
Just let's make
business
sure
will
we
be
don't let it
conducted
get
in a
into
like
that-
manner.
Let's make sure we don't let it get to that point again through Mrs. Whiteside. Because that was pretty awful.
Did you have something, Selectman Slavin? Was there something else in your mind, or?
We'll wait till next week. Just happy holidays, everybody. Have a good Thanksgiving.
I guess we're all set.
Second.
Motion made by Selectman Holmes, seconded by Selectman Slavin. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? 400. Thank you very much. Good night. God bless. Happy Thanksgiving.
Be safe.